I want to be talking about Colombian drinks and food. So, my name is Lost, and married to a Colombian for the past 6 years. So, if you first time ever hearing about me, a little background. I've been traveling to Colombia for the past 8 years. Usually go for at least a month every year. I'll be actually heading there in a few weeks. So I want to kind of started doing some topics. So we'll start with the beers first, or drinks just in general. So Pilsen is one of the more popular drinks there in Colombia. The next one here is actually one of my favorites, Club Colombia. They actually have a few different flavors. They got the regular one. This one here is the Roja, and they also have Negra. So, but that's one I personally like here. Also a fairly popular beer. Now, something that everybody drinks in Colombia when you get in a big group and all, and you do shots of this, is called aguardiente. Kind of has a licorice taste to it. To me, don't taste that good. If you're doing a bunch of quick shots, hanging out with everybody, having a good time, not a big deal. Just a couple popular, just regular drinks, sodas. The Pony Malta. I don't even know if I've ever even tasted that one, to be honest with you. But the other one is the Colombiana, which it's okay. It's not that great, but you'll see a lot of people drinking those too. All right, here's a popular little snack, dessert, morning thing. They're called buñuelos. Basically, fried donuts, kind of similar to buñuelos a little bit. Buñuelos are those are called buñuelos. Excuse me. Well, just lost my train of thought. The ones down in New Orleans, you get just the fried dough. Yeah, it's escaping me. Anyway, I like them. They taste good. You can usually buy 3 or 4 of them for like 50 cents or something. They're pretty cheap. All right, a bunch of different fruits in Colombia. I just downloaded this thing here to just talk about a few of them that they eat. Some of these on here I don't even know. But the yellow passion fruit, the maracuya, is a little more popular in the northern parts of Colombia. They have passion fruit eaten pretty often there also. I actually haven't seen the dragon fruit right there. Look at these top ones here. The ones on the top here, actually the little tomatoes, those are the ones that make for like juice up there, the tree tomato. Let's see what else we got here. All right, that zapote, that's it's pretty kind of popular also in a lot of the areas around Colombia. Spanish, I'm not familiar with that one. Mangosteen. Yeah, there's ones on the bottom I'm not familiar with. But yeah, just wanted to point out a couple of those there that are pretty popular. Scroll up and down so y'all can see it there. But yeah, these are some that are kind of popular overall there in Colombia. This is a picado. Basically, it's a bunch of meat and potatoes. So it's usually sausage and also blood sausage, chicharron, usually some chicken and pork up in there. Basically, a big plate of meat. I call Colombia's food the meat and potatoes. That's kind of, well, you'll see some typical dishes here in a minute, but that's the picada, very popular. Usually you'll get this and you'll share. Sometimes they're huge. Next one, arepa. Now this is a popular one you'll see around the streets. This one is with cheese, arepa con queso, and this one's kind of more of a desserty one, and they put some kind of cream on top. I am not a fan of the arepas. They're mostly kind of bland. They do have these ones here that are a little more tasty, where they add stuff to it. But just the arepa itself is just bland cornmeal is basically what it is. So here is kind of another typical dish. I got this offline. Some of these are my own personal pictures. Some of these are ones I get off the internet. Postaban, manzana. That's a very popular soda to drink. But here you usually got meat, rice, fries, tomatoes. That's a typical dish you'll see around Colombia for sure. Here is sancocho, which is a soup. Usually you'll get a chicken leg and chicken thigh in there a lot of times, at least a chicken leg. It's got some potatoes in there, carrots, a bunch of different fruits. I really like it. They're pretty good. Now here is in Medellin in the Antioquia area is your banda paisa. This is your typical meal there. Everybody eats this one. This is what it all comes with. Your chorizo, your normal sausage, the morcilla, which is the blood sausage, chicharron, arroz, rice, frijoles, beans, the plantain at the bottom. They always give a little small arepa and then an egg. This is a very popular dish in the Medellin area. Now, this is one of my personal favorites. I actually ate this at a Colombian restaurant here in town, but it's called maicitos. It has corn in it with cheese, and they have this green sauce, and they have a ketchup mayonnaise mix, which is they call it a rosada, maybe I forget. But they mix it together, and it also has a bunch of crunched up potato chips, and they mix all together. I don't know. It's just for me, it's super good. I really like it. I don't really see a lot of people eating it all the time, but it's always on menus in a lot of the restaurants, and I personally like it. All right, some more drinks. So this is Ron Medellin. This is one of the more popular rums there in Colombia, and it's pretty good. This is the 8-year one. They've got 3 and 5, 8, and probably more than that. This 8-year, which is kind of one of my more favorite of the different ones. Here's kind of a typical breakfast in Colombia. Actually, this is one my wife made for me, but here is some scrambled eggs and with some ham and some other stuff. But that is arepa with a big block of cheese on it. It's cheese there to help what to me is a very bland taste. So well, that's kind of a normal breakfast that Colombians will eat. More drinks. I thought I had all the drinks at the very beginning there. Apologize. But Aguila, now, this is probably the most popular beer in Colombia. It's be like Budweiser in America, I guess. It's just an okay beer. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just it's just okay. It's Budweiser basically. Then another popular rum there, Ron Medellin. Well, that was the one from before. Anejo. How many years? That one's the 3-year version. So the other one we had was the 8-year. Excuse me. But yeah, when you go to one of the bars, is at one of the bars I was at. So they'll give you a bucket of ice. You get a Coke. You actually order the bottle instead of ordering drinks. You can actually order the bottle. So you actually get the bottle instead of them just putting a shot and a Coke in a cup and giving it to you. This was a dish I had, and I have no idea the name of it. And it was super yummy. It's kind of like a spaghetti, but the noodles were super fat and hollow in the middle. But you'll see kind of this type of dish around Colombia in a lot of places, just some noodles with some like kind of like some marinara sauce, but it's not like your normal spaghetti. Um, Another dish you'll see quite often. This is I think this was rice with shrimp in it. You know, you'll see they'll have a lot of rice dishes mixed, kind of like a Spanish rice with some meat. So you'll see that pretty often too. Rice is popular. So I stopped at this place to get some juice, and this was their advertisement. The banana there being the flasher, but yeah, thought that was funny. I had to take a picture of it. So this is pizza. Obviously it's pizza, but it's a place called Mega Pizza, which I actually like the pizza there, but the slices are huge. I was trying to hold my hand up to it, but it didn't come out quite well. But that's your normal kind of cafeteria tray, and the pizza hangs off the ends of it. You get a real big slice, and right now they probably go for one slice for about maybe at the most 15,000 pesos, which is probably divided by three, so like $5 for that big slice. It might be a little cheaper depending on what kind you get. But Mega Pizza is a place I like to eat there. It's a popular pizza chain around Colombia. Another little typical breakfast, or not breakfast, typical lunch, with some meat, plantains there also. Oop, another typical breakfast here. They drink a lot of juice in Colombia. There, I can't remember what juice it was we were drinking that day, but get your breakfast. You get usually some kind of juice, orange juice, or whatever they have. Got the little blocks of the cheese over there that they always will eat with their arepas, and then of course some scrambled eggs, and I got a cookie with a smiley face. Now this is something that is very popular during the holidays, natija, which is basically flan. That's what it kind of tastes like, kind of a jelly-ish type of dessert. And super popular. They make it. They get out there. It's tough to make. You got to put it in a big pot, and you got to continually stir it, and it gets harder and harder and sticky, and then you got to pour it all out and let it cool and you eat it. But no, it tastes good, and during the holidays, super popular. So that is, I guess, the last of the pictures I have talking about food. Go back to Streamlabs. Still live. But yeah, just a little subject I wanted to touch on. So everybody, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.